Hello everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we are back with another brand new video. Today's video we are here as always to break down, react and discuss the latest Rangers game. A Rangers game, by the way, which saw us go through the Europa League group stages undefeated, top the group and get an extra 1.5 million in the old bankaroo for that European money, which just adds even more coal to that moon howling fire. Something else that'll keep that fire burning all frickin' night is the fact that Rangers' 14 points which they got in this year's Europa League group stage is the highest point tally any Scottish team ever has got in a European group competition. Did somebody say smug thumbnail? Okay, let's do it. I'm going to enjoy myself in today's video, and we all should be enjoying ourselves in today's video because what we saw from our team was nothing short of incredible, from the amount of changes in this game of football but all the way through the competition to day one where it started to where we are now. What an accomplishment and what an effort from every single player associated with this football club. Now, before we go any further on with today's video, a bit of a cheap plug, but if you didn't mind subscribing to the channel to help the channel out as we are trying to reach 55k, that would be greatly appreciated. It's free, doesn't cost you a penny, and it just takes you 2 seconds, and it just sends us on our way. But speaking of on our way, we are on our way to the knockouts with the best possible position we could have had day one coming into this competition, meaning we avoid the teams that's dropping a little, like your Ajaxes, like your Manchester Uniteds, even though I'd fancy the latter there, by the way, to give a wee bit of lesson to the pub league tutors and all that, but that may just come down the line in this competition. What we have went ahead and done is made the money and made ourselves a more favourable draw in the next round, which is going to be very exciting, and again that happens on Monday, which we will be live streaming on this channel to see who we get. But with that excitement right there, let's not overlook or forget how we managed to top the group, because we still had to go to Poland and do the business, and by God did we go ahead and do the business with a Rangers team that saw 7 first team changes, which just right there once again underlines why we are the best team in Scotland. The strength and depth in our team is absolutely unreal. Because I'm being serious right now, right? I'm asking you watching today's video, when was the last time ever you could remember a Rangers team being able to make 7 first team changes, being able to go away in Europe and perform and win like that? I genuinely can't remember, and yes, that may be these grey hairs talking, but I don't know, there's something special about what Steven Gerrard and the coaching staff is doing with this Rangers team, and what these Rangers players have gone out there and doing right now, and by God, is it absolutely glorious. But enough talking around the game, let's actually dive in and speak about it then, shall we? As mentioned, we made 7 changes for the game of football, including taking out the best player in Scotland so far this season, Tavernier, and it was always going to be an interesting opening 10-15 minutes, especially when you make that amount of changes and you give that amount of players an opportunity that's not really had a lot of football time on the part to go down and build a relationship with each other. Because I think if we were all being brutal honest, despite being on cloud 9 right now, the first 10-15 minutes of this game of football wasn't pretty from us. As you could see us, we're just trying to work things out and just get up to speed with the amount of changes we made. And I think that right there is why, if you go back and you look at the early stages of this match, it was mostly chances for Lech Poznan, because they had one in the 3rd minute where it was a long range effort, which was fantastically saved by John McLaughlin. 10 minutes after that, they had an absolutely clear sight of the goal when they could and probably should have actually scored it, because it's a free header 6 yards out and you're going to yourself, it's not looking pretty right now. But it pleases me to say, once we got to grips with the game and the longer that first half came on, I really started to see us turn on, because I thought Zungu really started to just be everywhere, despite being booked in the 7th minute of this game for falling down people. He got booked for falling. I've never seen anything like it, right? He got booked for that, and I was thinking, oh, that's going to be very risky, because you know he's chomping at the bit to make an impact. But the longer that first half went on, we saw what he was all about, and he just seems to see the game right here. Interception after interception, block, perfectly timed challenge despite being on yellow cards. And what I really liked about him is he didn't pull out anything despite being on a yellow card. He had enough belief in his own ability to say, nah, I'm not going to change my game, I'm still going to dive into challenges, because every challenge you put in was perfect. And that played its part massively in us beginning to win the midfield battle. And as soon as we done that, with the legs of Arfield running up and down like a Duracell bunny, and the quality and utter silk of Glenn Kamara, you could see the game start to turn in our favour, and that perfectly coincided with the 30th minute of this game as we're starting to get the high press, we're starting to do things with the ball, so they're starting to have to play quicker now, and that forces them into making a mistake, which is well intercepted by Cedric Itten. And when he gets the ball and he turns and faces the goal, he's got a defender here, and Hadji there, right? And we all know he is low in confidence, and I'll be honest, I thought he was just going to force a pass to Hadji, but nah, the boy shows his quality because he drops the shoulder, goes on the outside and absolutely unleashes a shot, front post, but it's utterly buried. Oh, honestly, man, it's the most delicious thing to come out of Switzerland since the Toblerone. Just go and check that third replay. It's hit the roof of the net before the goalkeepers even dive. That's just utter class and quality for Big Cedric Itten. And I genuinely couldn't be happier for Big Ced the Ted. You could see what it means to him, and that's just great to see, because this is a laddie who's been played out of position maybe 9 times out of 10 whenever he's actually played, and it's got some people writing him off and everything like that, but if you actually give him a chance in his position like we saw the day, I'm seeing positives. Off the top of my head, the last time I remember him actually playing central was the game versus Motherwell, where he was outstanding and scored goals and that as well. So there's real talent in this laddie, and seeing him getting that goal so early in the game just seemed to lift him, pop the old shoulders out, get the chin up, and he just never looked back after the second that ball hit the net, because 10 minutes after he made it 1-0, he was involved in something that should have actually made it 2-0, as it's a wonderful ball once again by Connor Goldson. Passes to Big Cedric, who's got fantastic centre forward play, first time volley, the awareness to know Hadji's on his bike, and unfortunately the ball's just no rolling right now for Hadji. Gets a wee bit caught on his feet, but he still does well, drags the player into the box, cuts inside, but his shot is deflected just wide, which just shows he's not quite got the luck just yet in the game. But from that deflected effort from Hadji, there was not much else to actually talk about in the first half. I really thought the ref was kind of killing the flow in the game, making some really bogging decisions. Off the top of my head, in the 44th minute, when Zungu won the ball cleanly and set up a 4-on-3 attack for Rangers, the referee blew a foul and gave it against Zungu. Even though he didn't touch the player, he just won the ball. It was wee things like that that kind of stopped us from really taking it up to the next notch. So we're going at half-time, 1-0 away. I'm not complaining, very, very happy, because I know we're just going to keep growing into the game and performing the way we can, and that's how we started the second half. More good movement, a wee bit unlucky with a Hadji shot, which was once again deflected into the arms of the goalkeeper. But once again, from a Rangers team, whenever we are starting to play well, our goalkeeper still needs to do a big job, who already made a save in the 3rd minute, and in the 55th minute, for a guy named Puhatch. No, I'm not kidding. It's a free kick. Guy looks like Greg Stewart, I'm going to be honest with you. But it's a well-struck free kick, and it's equally matched by John McLaughlin, who once again shows actually having good goalkeepers in and around your net gives a team a platform to grow in to a game. So that was an important stop. So I want to give a wee bit of props and a tip to the cap to McLaughlin. Made 2 big saves in the game, which gave us a platform to continue and build into it. Speaking of building on it, by the way, in the 65th minute, we took off young Patterson, who again done himself very, very proud, and I think us all as Rangers fans were proud of the young laddie. Did he offer what Tavernier has gone forward? Of course, he was never, ever, ever going to be able to do that, but was he solid? Was he defensively sound? And did he get stuck in and learn and get experience? Yes, 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 and yes. So very, very happy with the young lads appearing today versus Lech Poznan. But that gave the skipper a wee opportunity to come jogging on. And you just knew things were going to happen when that man stepped on the park. And it brings me so much joy to be able to sit here and say things did happen, because 6 minutes after Tavernier came on, the ball was in the back of net for Prince Hadji with a truly fantastic goal, which only he can actually go ahead and score. And that shows you all about Hadji's true ability and class, because it's utter clinical in front of goal, and there's no goalkeeper in the world that's saving that bullet header for your man Hadji. Now haters would say the ball hit the bar, went across the line, and Hadji couldn't miss, but for me, you've got to be in the right place at the right time, and with everything that lad's tried today recently, he deserves he's bit of luck. But all joking and that aside, it's a fantastic delivery. I originally thought it was Tavernier because I kind of just like went like that just before we took the free kick, and then once I saw the replay back, I saw that he dummied it. Barisic, beautiful delivery in. It gets the big corner goal to CB number 1, who's got a place in that heart right frickin' here. And unfortunately for the big man, it doesn't go in, and as we mentioned earlier, Haji's there to tap it in. But let's give Haji his due. He deserved that with his performance, and you could see, we talked about how much it boosted Itten. Haji was a different player after that ball went in, because the next major opportunity in the game of football came directly from Haji. Out on that left hand side, beats one, cuts inside two, makes a space for himself and unleashes a rocket that is fantastically saved, and you're going, yes, the wee man's back, Haji's back. He's gone off. He's been subbed off. Which was a wee bit of a shame, because you could see he was starting to pick himself back up. But I'm sure he will leave that game of football feeling good about himself and start going back and doing what he does best. But you go back and you look at the subs we were able to make in this game of football. You're talking about the likes of Tavernier. You're talking about Alfredo Morelos. And you're talking about Kent. We were able to bring them on, people. That's disgusting. But with that being said, that's actually the game recap. The game ends 2-0 to Rangers, and you just sit back with a massive smile on your face and say, I am so damn proud of this team once again. And that's such a joy. I'm honestly loving the fact that I can go now watch these Rangers games and just have a massive smile on my face, because we know going into these games, every man on that part for Rangers is given nothing less than 100% and running himself into the ground. And that may sound obvious, and obviously you want that whenever, whatever team you support, but that's not always been the case. But there's something special about this team, and I'm just loving every single second of watching them play. Now it's time we have fun tonight, and then we start counting down for Sunday, because the excitement, the joy is just here, people. But that is the game recap done and dusty. Rangers 2, Lech Poznan 0. Now it's time for me to hand the reins over to you guys. I want to know what your thoughts and opinions are. Who was your man of the match? Who stood out to you? What do you want to talk about? Well, you guys are hopefully giving your opinions down there in the comment section below. I'll give you my man of the match very, very briefly. It has to be Big Swiss for me. Absolutely outstanding. Every aspect, holding it up, bringing others into play, driving with the ball, winning us free kicks, and he obviously scored a great goal as well. So despite many performances like Kamara looking good, I'm going to go ahead and give it to the boy Cedric, because I feel like he absolutely deserves it. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. If you got involved in the comment section below, I will be speaking to you very, very shortly. But as always, before we wrap up today's video, I just want to thank you for taking a little bit of your time, your day, to come here and speak about Rangers things. Look after yourselves, everyone. All the best. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.